Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Spike Magazine Trophy. We're in week 3 this evening. Tizzle Bizzle demanding death. Welcome to the stream, Tizzle Bizzle, Nurgles Rot, Bad Dog, and Festoon. Welcome everyone to tonight's matchup. It's going to be a really fun one tonight, particularly because we've seen a lot of imp in our league, but you don't see a lot of imp, in my opinion, generally speaking. And they're going to be up against Orcs tonight. It's going to be the Gutterballz versus Entanglements. Orcs versus Imperial Nobility. El Nuberino versus Con Kill. Let's take a look at these standings before we take a look at the rosters of these two teams this evening. Over in Division A, in first place is currently the NC Snakes, coached by Moob. They're a Duck Off team. They are undefeated with a record of 2-0-0, followed very closely behind by the Tizzork Savage Boys, coached by Tizzle Bizzle. They're an Orc team. They are 1-1-0, also undefeated, and they are followed closely behind by just 2 touchdowns. Festoon's MAML Nightmare in third place. They are a Necro team. They are 1-1-0. Over in Division B, we have the Vesuvian Lavabacks picking up their first loss of the competition, but still in first place. Berserker Tempest Lizardman team, they are 2-0-1. They are followed by the Discomancers, Ian's Necro team, 1-1-0, and the Remnants of Valor defeating the Vesuvian Lavabacks this week to advance into third place. That's S Beaver's Human team. They are 1-1-1. Finally, over in Division C, that's where we're going to be this evening. Spire's Philosopher's Song in first place, undefeated with a record of 2-0-0. They are Lizards, and they are followed by the Chaos Renegades of Ajax's, the Fishy Fiends. They are 1-1-0 with Old Gamer Mike's Goodest Boys Strike Back in third. They're a Necro team. They are also 1-1-0. The Gutterballz up tonight. They're going to be against Con Kill's Entanglements here, the number 4 and the number 7 teams, and it's going to be a really fun one, I think. First up is going to be the home team. It's the Gutterballz. They have 12 players on the roster. They're an Orc team. Their TV is 1,455,000 gold. You can see he has 6. Why does that keep happening? We're going to fix that. There, I think that's fixed. They have 365,000 gold in their treasury. They're going to have to roll for expensive mistakes. There's a 50-50 shot they'll lose a little bit of money, but I think they're fine with that. They have all 4 big and blockers on this roster. They have all 4 blitzers on this roster. They have a goblin. They have an untrained troll, and a couple of linemen to round out the roster. 1 apothecary, 5 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Imperial Nobility of Entanglements, coached by Con Kill. Con Kill has 12 on the roster, but the number 12 bodyguard will not be playing this evening. That means just starting with 11. Their TV is 1,180,000 gold. That's 275,000 gold in petty cash. That Entanglements will be picking up this evening. They have 2 noble blitzers. They have 3 of their 4 bodyguards. Again, number 12 will not be starting. They have a thrower, and they have a bunch of linemen. 1 apothecary, 2 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. How do the 2 teams play? Well, we know how Orcs play. Orcs bash. That's what Orcs do. Orcs bash, Orcs smash. They have a lot of strength in these big end blockers. You can see the blitzers, of course, start with the block skill, and El Nuberino has done, an impeccable job of kitting out this team as we approach the midway point of the season. Lots of block down this line. It's almost looking like a Dwarven team. Lots and lots of block. A number of guardsmen. 3 players with Mighty Blow. Also has a blodger on Jeff Bridges here, the number 5 blitzer. This is a team that is designed to kill you. This is a team that's going to bash you into the ground, try to keep you from standing up, trying to keep you from really being effective at all. He's going to try to remove players. Mighty Blow treats your AV as 1 less, and if you don't need it for that AV roll, the injury roll, you get a +1 to that instead. Very, very solid roster here. Lots of tackle as well to negate any possible dodge. And then just for good measure, you've got Tara Reed the second, the Goblin, who can be flung by the Troll for a 1-turn touchdown, but also another option for these Goblins to try to score. Pretty straightforward on offense. They're gonna play that running game. If push comes to shove, they'll try to toss that Goblin. But otherwise, they're just going to try to get their marks and try to bash down this Imperial Nobility team. That means the Entanglements, to counteract this, they need to play into their strengths, and that is pitch control. You see the bodyguards here all have wrestle and stand firm, and then the linemen all have fend. Stand firm means that when you get blocked and you get pushed back, you don't actually have to be pushed back. You can stay right where you are. Russell says on a both down result, oh, you've got the block skill and you like both down? That's cool. I like it too. I'll just wrestle you to the ground, which means you both get knocked down prone, but there's no armor break. There's no turnover either. Fen says that it's kind of like the opposite of stand firm. Fen says, oh, okay, you can push me back, but you can't follow up. You need to leave me alone. So these are all pitch control skills. This allows this team to eat up the field, right? Fen means I can stay where I am and you can't mark me out of the drive. Stand firm says I can stay right where I am and you can't move me. Russell says, hey, you know what? You want to knock me down with block? That's fine, but you're not getting a removal out of this. Has a number of players with the block skill here. Both of these bodyguards, number 3 and number 4, have the block skill. Has these blitzers that are really the stars of the show with MA7. They are both blodgers. One has sidestep, one has jump up. Jump up means if he gets knocked down, doesn't have to spend the 3 MA to stand back up. And that also means can take a block when prone, provided they get through a die roll. So this is a tricky team to coach, in my opinion. Pitch control, I think, is one of the hardest skills in the game of Blood Bowl. I'm terrible at it. But when done right, I mean, it can be hard to stop. We've seen Clypheus. I think Clypheus, at this point in his Blood Bowl career, defined as a pitch control coach. We've seen him really dominate and just eat up chunks of the field very, very well. We'll see if Conkill can do the same here this evening. 275,000 gold in petty cash going to this team tonight. I think in order to go up against such a strong team in these orcs, I think they're going to have to pick, well, they don't have to, they have a lot of options, but I think they might go with Mighty Zug here. Mighty Zug with that important strength 5 with block and Mighty Blow to try to counteract these orcs, try to control center pitch, maybe even use Mighty Zug as a linebacker to try to react to the orcs, but I think really Mighty Zug needs to be put on this roster just for that strength, for Mighty Blow and block, and try to keep these orcs contained. Otherwise, these orcs are going to move forward, they're going to mark all your pieces, and they're going to start removing them, especially because if we look at the armor values here of this Imperial team, these linemen are all AV8+. That is not a lot. That is just not a lot. With 3 players with Mighty Blow, they'll target these linemen if possible. Otherwise, 8+ on your other positionals, that's great. Why not? let's it's murder time. So I think an uphill battle here for the Entanglements in this matchup tonight. We'll see which way they go with the inducements. I think it's going to be a Zug. We'll see what Conkill thinks here in just a minute. We're going to head on over. I'm going to head to Discord and see if the coaches are ready to go, and then we're going to get this game underway. It is very hot in the Mid-Atlantic right now. And my power went out today, which was terrifying because then, you know, the air conditioning wasn't working. All right. Here we go. 275 going to Entanglements. El Numerino, SB Beaver demanding death. Well, welcome to the stream, Spire, Black Wolf, El Numerino, and SB Beaver. 295, an extra 20K. Where did that come from? Was my math off? My math was probably off. 295. That changes the calculus a little bit. That might be a Griff Oberwald. It's going to depend on what Entanglements want to do here. Griff Oberwald, I think, would be would really lean in to the game that the Imperial Nobility team wants to play. They have Strength 4, that's still great. MA7 is really fast. Blodge is awesome. He's going to go with the Helmet Wolf instead. 155K left. That might be a wizard. No, going for the bribe. All right. He's going to pick up a keg, a bribe, and Helmet Wolf. Helmet Wolf, the chainsaw player, gets a +3 to that armor roll. Doesn't have to make the block with that chainsaw. Doesn't have to make the block roll. Can just go straight to the armor roll with the +3. Needs to roll a d6 first. On a 1, the chainsaw is going to kick back and hit Helmet Wolf. Chainsaw's, of course, a secret weapon, which means that there'll be one drive here with Helmet Wolf before the ref catches on, and that's what the bribe is for. So Conkill, trying to keep Helmet Wolf on this pitch, is going to try to murder orcs as quickly as possible to try to get that player advantage early. The Gutterballz win the coin toss. They're going to choose to be on offense, so the defense setting up a screen against these orcs, setting up this column formation, 3 on the line, covering the entire width of the pitch here with these columns, which means that the orcs will not be able to blitz through for free. Electrics Man says, I had 2 jobs today that required me to work in the attic. Very, very hot. That sounds awful. SP Beaver says 295 is not the temperature in the Mid-Atlantic. It just might be. Ajax the Rice says, "Oh no, an old man with a chainsaw." You know what? If I saw an old man with a chainsaw in my neighborhood, I think I would be terrified. Just walking around. 5 on the line for the Orcs. One back to receive. It's going to be Jeff Bridges, the blodger. Number 5 also has Mighty Blow. Here's the kick. Clear skies for the game. Middling kick. The weather will remain the same. Oh no! The weather will remain the same. Not a middling kick. The ball's going to end up in the hands of Steve Buscemi, the left guard on the offense. Turn 1 underway for the Gutterballz. 2-die block by Jackie Treehorn against Ali Sheepbend. We'll get a push out of this, and that stand firm means it's not going to be a push. Didn't want the wrestle down. Didn't want that that left tackle being knocked to the ground. Even though it wouldn't be an armor break, that's still a player that is no longer exerting tackle zones and will have to spend 3 MA to stand up on the next turn. 2-die block on the right side here. Gets the POW. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Ajax the Riot says, "Come on, Conkill. We need some dead orcs in our division." Electrics Man says, "Wolf, it would be a better secret weapon if you didn't tell people." Needs to take the both down result here, which will be a wrestle to the ground. That is not a turnover. 1:07 left in turn number 1 for the Gutterballz. 2 in either wide zone. Trying to clear that ball off the line. The Troll now on the block. Gets a POW here. 8+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. There's the armor break. Gets another stun. Old man with a chainsaw, all I imagine is Clark Griswold. SP Beaver says left guards are known for the ball handling abilities. Yeah, absolutely. Not illegal at all. Well, I guess for passes it's illegal, right? Spire says, "My next 2 games are against these 2 teams. I'm rooting for mutual destruction." I'm always rooting for mutual destruction. That's just the name of the game. Tight cage set up here on the 4-yard line now for the Gutterballz. They have 18 seconds remaining. Two-die blitz against Helmet Wolf. Double pals here, negating the assist by Cole Carrickben. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. Going after Helmet Wolf on turn 1. Turn 1 back to Entanglements. Oh boy, scary dodge off the line. Fails the first dodge. Spends a team reroll. Gets off the line. 2 left for Entanglements. Now the stand-up blitz by Helmet Wolf. Needs a 7+, roll to 3. Deciding whether to re-roll this or not. Decides not to re-roll this. Uses Pro. Gets nothing out of it. Ajax the Right says that was a great play, but no removal. Yes, indeed. Now a mark on number 2 by Charles Windsor, the thrower, for the 1-die block into a skull, and that will be the end of the turn. Stunned for the audacity. Turn 2 back to the Gutterballz. Got the assist for the 1 die on the big and blocker there. But rolled a skull, decided it wasn't worth a team reroll, and that's a turnover. Two die blitz. Back on the nose guard here. Gets a POW against Bull Noose. Looking for a 9+. John Goodman on the blitz. Does have the tackle skill. Tackle will negate dodge on these noble blitzers. There's 2 of them on the roster. Another armor break for the Orcs. Gets another removal. 2-man player advantage now for the Orc team. Wait, is it a 1-man player advantage? Am I just dumb? I think speaking of being dumb, I'm so glad I figured out that I had closed the vent in this office, or else it would be so hot in here. I was a little annoyed with the power going out. I didn't get as much work done as I wanted to today, but oh well. I spent the power outage time sorting the cards in a board game I have. Did I against Helmet Wolf? Breaks armor here. This could be a huge removal. Got the KO. Very well done. We'll see if Helmet Wolf's going to come back onto the pitch. We'll have to roll that or not the argue the call. We'll have to roll for the secret weapon roll. Then the bribe will probably be spent, and then has to roll for that KO. Turn 2 now for Entanglements. Good removal of Helmet Wolf here by the big and blocker. Ajax the right said I busted the N64 out this weekend and was playing some DK64. I think so. I'm not a huge Nintendo fan. I like Nintendo games, but the new Donkey Kong game I think looks fantastic. It looks like Red Faction with Donkey Kong. It looks really cool. I haven't finished. I'm a big Zelda fan. I haven't finished Tears of the Kingdom because I had my fill with Breath of the Wild. I think I got pretty far in Tears of the Kingdom, but it's just so much more. Great removal here. Very well done to get John Goodman off the pitch. Big removal in this blitzer. Will the Oppo be spent? The Oppo will be spent. It doesn't matter. Man, that doctor, he is not licensed. So I think that's a 1-man player advantage for the Gutterballz now. Ball's on the opposing 6-yard line. Ajax the Riot says, oh yeah, I really want to play it. Can't get a Switch 2 right now, though. I couldn't get a Switch 2 right now either. I got one anyway. Let that be a lesson. Fiscal irresponsibility. SP Beaver says, Tears of the Kingdom is a better game, in my opinion, but not different enough to justify the time sunk into it. It's just too much. There's so much. Like, I don't like having lots. Like Assassin's Creed, there was a time there, I mean, it still does this, but where there were so many collectible, like, I don't care. I don't want to do any of that. And I don't want to be reminded of it on the map, and I don't want there to be little things. I just don't want to do it. I hate it. So I'll finish Tears of the Kingdom at some point, but I'm not going to finish the shrines or the this or the that. I'm just going to try to finish the game. I did get the Switch 2 upgrade for it for free for having quote unquote free for being a subscriber to NSO. I bet you wouldn't tell him he's not licensed. Not to his face. Yeah, the what's it called? Donkey Kong Bonanza or banana. What is it? Double skulls against Town Square. Now we'll have to spend a reroll into a push. Oh, no Blood Bowl coach likes seeing those double skulls. Oh, it's just Bonanza. I thought there was a pun on banana. It's just Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really want them to do Switch 2 updates for the Xenoblade games. Because Xenoblade Chronicles X is a great game, but I don't want to play it at 30 frames per second. I hate it. Both down result is going to be a wrestle down to the ground here. The Real Sano, welcome to the stream. Finally able to catch game. Glad to hear it. Two-die block against Ali Sheetbend gets a push out of this. Ali Sheetbend deciding whether or not to stand firm. He's not going to stand firm here, so it's going to get pushed aside. Follows up with the troll. So all the skills in Blood Bowl are optional, save for a handful. Frenzy is the one everybody is familiar with that is non-optional. But Stand Firm, completely optional. You do not have to use that skill if you don't want to. And so tactical use of it, very important in the game. Two-die block on Ali Sheepben again and gets a push out of this. Gonna Stand Firm this time, stay right where they are. The Gutterballz on the bonus clock here. They're down to 6 minutes, 48 seconds. Yeah, all I did with my Switch 2, I hooked it all up. I did the transfer, which doesn't really transfer anything. Like, it transfers your settings and your accounts, but then re-downloads all your games. And then that's it. I haven't even played anything on it yet. Now the Blitz trying to get down Ali Sheepend here. But again, gets a push out of this unless it's going to be a wrestle to the ground. Ali Sheepend says, you can't push me around. Do you know who I am? Look at my clothes. I'm a noble. How dare you? And with that push, the Gutterballz don't feel terribly safe where they are. They're going to retreat the ball back across the line of scrimmage to their own 2-yard line. And they're going to fill in that cage on the back left corner. I think that'll be the turn. Turn 3 now for Entanglements. Entanglements with a mark on that left corner of the cage. And now a mark on the right. Ejects the right, says good retreat. Yeah. Two-die block to get the turn. Started against Jackie Treehorn. Gets the knockdown. Weekend blockers with strength of 4. Hard to get the two-die blocks and even harder to break their armor with that AV of 10+. Repositions to get an assist against Philip Seymour Hoffman, the level 2 big and blocker. Here's the blitz. Michael Bolin on the blitz. Gets the knockdown on John Turturro. 10 plus breaks armor. Good blitz here by Michael Bolin. Ajax the Riot rooting for this Imperial defense. Repositions that blitzer back to the right side of the defensive formation. 2 die on Philip Seymour Hoffman. Gets a push. He sounded angry. Good 3+ dodge away by Ollie Sheetbend to keep this defensive formation in check. Turn 4 now, 4 to Gutterballz. They have the ball on their own 2-yard line. Both teams still feeling each other out a little bit. There have been a couple of removals, most notably Helmut Wolf, the star player for Entanglements wearing number 12, has been knocked out. That could very well be the last we see of Helmut Wolf. Big in blockers. These are the strength 4 pieces. These are the ones with the orange circles underneath of them. Good armor break on the right side of the cage. Here gets stunned out of it. Town Square Knot, the number 4 bodyguard, knocked to the ground. Double skulls on the left side of the pitch here. Now the Gutterballz have to think, are they going to spend a reroll? They are, and it is not going to work out. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 4 now for Entanglements. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Reroll spent, and it still didn't work out. Nuffle had different plans. Minute 42 on the clock for Entanglements. They're down to 1 reroll for the half. Both teams still have their formations in check. The Orcs holding down center pitch. 2-die blitz to get things started with Michael Bolin. Doesn't get anything out of it. Well, he gets a knockdown. I mean, that's something, right? These big in blockers only have an MA of 5. Being knocked to the ground means they only have 2 effective points of movement when they stand back up. So it really slows down teams that are on the slower side of things. It's also the value of jump up here on number 1. This jump up skill here, you can see when they get knocked down, they don't have to spend 3 MA to stand back up. So the defense backing off a little bit here. And that'll be the turn. Took the blitz, reset their formation a little bit. Now the second quarter is going to begin with the Gutterballz in possession of the ball on their own 2-yard line. Jackie Treehorn to take a mark against Priscilla Presnott over on the left side of the field, just outside that left wide zone. Repositioning the troll. The troll, really stupid. That's the nega trait for this big guy. When they activate, they roll a d6. If it's a 4+, they activate like normal. If they have a friendly unit adjacent to them, it succeeds on a 2+. Otherwise, they stare off into space and lose their tackle zones. Ball's going to cross the line of scrimmage to the opposing 4-yard line. Still has this cage intact, but it's currently marked on the front of the cage, marked by both Priscilla Presnott right in front and Cole Carrickben off to the left side here. So I have this like dish soap, like you know, dish soap. And it's like in a spray bottle, and I bought a bunch of refill cartridges for it. And I finally ran out, and I was like, all right, I'll refill it. It doesn't work. I took the thing off, put it in the refill thing, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. I'm so annoyed. Dude, I blitz on the front of the cage, gets a push. I do have dish soap. Fenn's going to be used, so Priscilla Presnott cannot follow up on the block. Two-die block over on the right side gets the knockdown. Looking for an 8+ here against Floyd Trucker Hitch. There it is. Got the removal. Very well done. First permanent removal of the day for the Gutterballz. They've suffered one in John Goodman, and now Entanglements has suffered one in the number 8 lineman. Turn 5 now for Entanglements. There's this like Vietnam board game. It's not really a war game. It's like a cooperative narrative type thing I've been toying with buying, but I don't. It just won an award, which is cool. But I don't know, man. It's called Purple Haze. I don't know if I want it. It's like $120, not including the expansions. It looks neat. I'm afraid. So it's like a narrative game. It's like a choose your own adventure, but when you get into combat and stuff, so you'll kit out your squad and you know, you're in Vietnam, and when you go to combat, there's battles, like tactical battles, but it just looks like it's not too tactical. It kind of looks too abstracted for my taste, which is sad because I like the idea of the whole game otherwise. But I also understand when you try to mix genres together, you tend to alienate everyone. Did I block against Philip Seymour Hoffman? Gets the POW, and now marking the ball carrier with Cole Carrick bend. Turn 6 now for the Gutterballz. Ball's marked. They're on their own 4-yard line. 3 turns remaining. They're not a particularly fast team, so they need to start thinking about moving this ball down pitch in order to score. They almost certainly don't want to have to swing into the wide zone, or else it'll be very easy for them to get stuck. So they'll try to open up a lane this way. That's exactly what he's trying to do here. There's a board game. It won the award. The award is called the Charles S. Roberts Award for wargaming, but it won the best strategic game. It's called Burning Banners. It is awesome. I love that game. That game is so good. But it's not really. Yeah, I guess it is strategic. I might have called it operational, but I think it is strategic. 2-die block here gets a both standing, or gets a push into a stand firm over on the right side of the pitch. that's right, Telestrator of Doom in effect. So try to move this ball up to at least the 4-yard line. Jeffrey Lebowski is going to mark the currently prone Roger Overland. Here's the blitz on the left side of the ball carrier to free up this ball carrier. The push will be sufficient. It'll end up being a chain push. Burning Banners is so clever. Burning Banners. Oh, man, I want to play Burning Banners. Such a good game. So has filled in the gaps. So not going to move this ball through that lane he opened up here. Might just shift the ball laterally. Gets a both standing result on Town Square Knot. Town Square Knot over on the right side here. Yeah, it's going to move just outside of Town Square Knot's tackle zones. Shifts this ball laterally to the right. The Gutterballz are going to have 2 turns left to get this ball down pitch. Currently, the ball carrier has an MA of 6. That gets them to here. So they can absolutely do this still. Turn 6 now for Entanglements. So the cage set up here with the back right corner free. Town Square Knot. This is a negative dodge right here. What we mean by that is normally on a positive dodge, when you dodge away, it's just a natural. So in this case, it'd be a 3+. This negative dodge means he's dodging into a tackle zone that's going to be a -1. So it's actually a 50-50. Ajax the Riot says, and now the tricky part versus Imperial Nobility, how to break through without armor breaks. 2-die blitz against Jeffrey Lebowski. Gets a both standing result. Spends the final team reroll. Gets a push here. No more rerolls left for Entanglements. Ajax the Riot is referring to this pitch control play style of Imperial Nobility. Cole Carrickben and the blitzer Pat Cloverhitch reposition in front of the cage with 50 seconds to go. Applying pressure on both sides here of the ball carrier, trying to stop this ball from sliding out to the left or to the right. 2-die with the assist on the left side. Gets the knockdown. No armor break. That'll be the turn. Turn 7 for the Gutterballz. They have 1 reroll remaining. They're still on the opposing 4-yard line. They have to end this turn in scoring position. They might need to commit to a wide zone. It might go over to the right side. A mark taken against the number 1 blitzer and the number 9 lineman, both in safety positions. Carefully considering this turn here. Stands up the number 2 big end blocker. He's on the left side of the formation, currently marking 3 Imperial Nobility players. Now a mark taken against Charles Windsor. So we'll see probably the blitz on number 4. But that's going to... No, not a blitz on number 4. All right, the blitz on the thrower gets the knockdown here. 8+ will break armor. There's the armor break. Great removal for the Orcs. They got rid of that thrower. And now the passing game, not just the passing game, but, well, we'll see what happens here with the... I spoke too soon. Oppo got spent. That passing game basically was removed there with if that thrower was out of the game. But these blitzers here all have catch. Thrower, of course, also, even if there's not a passing game, sure hands, very, very valuable for picking up the ball. Good blitz here on the thrower. Got the removal. The oppo was spent. The thrower will be back onto the pitch in the next drive, however. And now that ball has moved over into the right wide zone on the opposing 12-yard line. So looking to rely on all these marks against this Imperial team that has no rerolls. The real Santa says that's why the apothecary gets the big bucks. That's why the right one gets, yeah. Electric Smith says, no, that's a quality doctor. That's right. Check the reviews first. Find yourself a good doctor. Not all apothecaries are equal. Not a good time to fail that really stupid roll. Well, it's not a bad time, I guess. it's really not affecting too much here. One die block against Roger Overland over to the left side of this big old line of orcs. Gets a push out of this. And will almost certainly follow up here. Oh, with Fend he will not follow up. Turn 7 for Entanglements. Entanglements has to stop the score right here. These linemen only have an edge of 4. If they're dodging away, that's a 50-50 with no rerolls. Blitzer does have the dodge skill, not marked by a tackle player. Good blitz. There's the blitz. One die blitz. Got the POW against Steve Buscemi. What an armor break to boot. My goodness. One die blitz on the dodge. Got the POW and broke the armor of the ball carrier. Ajax Arai says, are Orc Blitzers movement 7? They are not. They are movement 6. Iron Cynic says, punched him right in his janky teeth. Russian in position to take a mark on this ball as well, over on the right side. Now showing off with his kicks. One dive block over on the left side here. Takes the both down, gets stunned on the trade. Turn 8 forward to Gutterballz. And now the Gutterballz need a hero here to punch this ball into the end zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush, rush. Thankfully for the Gutterballz, this is not the sidestepping blitzer. So it looks like it's going to be number 8 on the blitz. Here it comes. 2 die blitz. Gets the POW. That'll do it. 8 plus a break armor would be a nice bonus. There it is. Got the armor break. Only gets a stun. Now it's going to be a 3 plus pick up to 2 rushes to score. 1 reroll remaining for the Gutterballz. They're going to stand up players. Probably not going to... Well, I don't know. He might risk a die roll. Might risk a die roll here, but I would just go for it. Failed to pick up. Needs the reroll here. Needs a 3 plus. Doesn't get it. Snake Eyes the pickup. And it's a 0-0 ball game at the half. 1 turn remaining for Entanglements. They have successfully stopped the Orcs with that blitz. Well done by Con Kill. Looking for some SPP here. They're going to get a 2-die against Jeffrey Lebowski, and this will be a push result, it looks like. Result didn't actually matter too much. It was either a push or a wrestle. Oh, no, he's not a wrestler, so it was a push. The dude abides. Uphill ball. What? Whoa, what just happened? Oh. So I think there's a bug here, because this isn't the first time that happened. So that was an uphill block, and it looked like the POW was chosen. But clearly, I mean, obviously, El Dorito would not choose the POW, and indeed, it was not the POW that was chosen. And there's the end of the half. 0-0 the ballgame. Entanglements now will be on offense to start this second half. Are they going to get back Helmet Wolf? That is the question. What just happened? So Helmet Wolf stays on the pitch, but did not get through the KO roll. So Helmet Wolf will not be returning here for Entanglements. $11 on the pitch for the Orcs. Looks to be 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. One-man player advantage for the Orc team currently. 10 on the pitch for the Imperial Nobility team. Ajax the right says, yeah, it's been doing that to me. Always shows they pick the left dice. Yeah, that's scary. Charles Windsor, the thrower, back to receive. Obviously has sure hands, has the pass skill, and has running pass as well. So so sure hands means he gets a free reroll on the ball pickup. Pass means he gets a free reroll on a pass, and running pass means if he makes a quick pass, he doesn't have to end his turn after the pass. He can keep moving. Brilliant coaching means the Entanglements are going to pick up an extra reroll. That was a straight roll off. Whoever rolls the higher die there gets an extra reroll. Entanglements won it with a 6. Entanglements with 4 rerolls for the rest of the game, and now they're going to get double pals against Philip Seymour Hoffman, the nose guard, and broke armor. Oh, got a stun out of it. 2-die block against Nihilist number 2. Gets the knockdown here. Final block on the line coming up. Not moving anybody into position to protect the ball yet. Wants to see how these blocks turn out first. Gets the POW here against Jeffrey Lebowski. Two tackles have now been freed up. Those are the Blitzers. They are MA7. Wow, sending one well down pitch. Pat Cloverhitch going down to the opposing 12-yard line, as is Henry Rolling Hitch. I like to do this with human catchers once I pick up additional catchers. Just force this defense to spread out. Free plus pickup with the reroll. Failed the first roll. Succeeds on the second. Gets the ball up to Entanglement's own 10-yard line. So these Blitzers have MA7, they have block, they have dodge, and they have catch. They get a free reroll on a catch. Two-die blitz on the left side here against Carl Hungus. Got a pal here on number 3. Two rushes to get the blitzer, Michael Bolin, back into position to safety across the line of scrimmage. Turn 9 now for the Gutterballz. So the Gutterballz, if they want to win this game, they need to remove players, and they need to do it in a way that they don't overextend, which can be tricky because you want to take marks. You want to take marks so you get lots of blocks on your turn. I've been playing through the story mode of Mortal Kombat 1. I never actually played Mortal Kombat 1. I don't like... I love Mortal Kombat, just not as a game. Like, I don't understand how to play. But the story modes are great. One of my favorite things about Mortal Kombat is just how they're... NRS, formerly Midway, they are unafraid to try new things. So you'll have like eras of Mortal Kombat games, and they're all very different, right? You have Mortal Kombat 1, which was, Mortal Kombat 1, very simple game. Then you have Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, to some extent Mortal Kombat 4 as well. I'm probably the only person on the planet who liked Mortal Kombat 4. I played that a lot. I tried to get... there was never a tournament for MK4, at least around here. And I would play it a lot in the arcade, but nobody would play. Then you had the 7th gen games, the PS2 era games. They were basically Tekken, and I thought they were great. There were 3 of those, and then we had the revival with Mortal Kombat 9, and that sort of kicked off this new era of MK going back to 2D and adding combo breakers and stuff. But I don't understand Mortal Kombat at all. The frame data makes no sense to me. I've never gotten used to having a block button. And the chip damage is really, really high in that game. Like, if you're unfamiliar, chip damage is when you're blocking, you take a little bit of damage. So in Street Fighter, that's typically reserved for like special moves and stronger, not normal moves, like just hitting a button. But in Mortal Kombat, man, everything does chip damage, and it does a lot of chip damage. So even if you're blocking, you're still taking damage. And because there's like a block button, there's no real cross-ups and stuff. I don't know. I don't understand Mortal Kombat, but I think it's great. I'm glad it exists, and I enjoy it. Two marks over in the right wide zone, and now Entanglements responding with some marks on their own. They have 3 players marking John Turturro, the number 8 blitzer, and the number 1 big and blocker, Maud Lebowski. A 1 die against Carl Hungus over in the left wide zone will be a knockdown. Bull Noose on the block. $20 seconds to go for Entanglements. And they're going to move the ball across the line of scrimmage. They get a mark on number 7 for the assist. Here's the 2 die. Got the POW against Steve Buscemi. Michael Bolan on the block. Breaks armor. What a good armor break. Got the removal as well. Really good armor break here for Entanglements. It's all tied up on the pitch. 10v10 now. Well done getting the ball carrier into position for the assist to get the 2 die into a POW. Spires praying to Nuffle. Setting up the surf against number 8 as well, and now turn 10 for the Gutterballz. So I feel they've spread a little thin here. They went in to mark the guys over in the right wide zone, and Entanglement said, "That's cool. I'll just keep you guys all away from my ball carrier. Thank you very much." And Entanglements, at least as it stands, in a pretty good spot. They're not entirely safe, but depending on how these next 2 turns shape up, they could be in good position here. The Gutterballz need to find a way to recover their formation here and keep this defense in front of this ball. There's a mark on the ball carrier. Could try to blitz down Bull Noose and then try to trap the ball carrier, but that's going to be tough with these two guys right here covering the right side. Was he just doing a one-handed push-up? Not the time to show off, my man. You've got a game to play. And I wish I got more work done than I did today. I'm a little annoyed by that. .27 seconds to go here in turn 10. 3+ dives onto the ball carrier. Here's the one die. Hey, you know what? You can one die my ball carrier. I can do it to you too. There's the pal looking for just the 8+ for the armor break. Ball's going to bounce into the hands of a few people here. Not going to spend any rerolls on this catch. And the ball bounces out to the 2 outside of this little scrum here. Well done on the blitz there. Was hoping for an armor break there with Mighty Blow. Didn't get it. Failed the really stupid roll with the troll. And now a 2-die over in the right wide zone. Gets the knockdown due to the block skill. Gutterballz on the bonus clock once again. They have just a little over 2 minutes 50 seconds left on the bonus clock. Pretty good turn so far. They need to find a way to keep this ball safe. It's pretty safe right now, but they need to keep these marks on this ball. Tries to dodge off the right sideline to finish out the turn here just to avoid the surf. Fails the dodge. That was always the plan. Well, the plan was to stay on your feet, but I was expecting the failed dodge. Wasn't expecting the armor break there, though. Gets a stun. And now turn 11 for Entanglements. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, too. That show's marvelous. That show's great. I started rewatching it last week. I'm already on season 3. Granted, season 1 was only like 7 episodes, but still. I might rewatch Better Call Saul after that, too. I love that show as well. One die blitz against Tara Reid. Gets the wrestle down. That's 1 mark off the ball. A friend of mine, their power went out, I think last week, and I'd offered to bring up some like camping LED like lanterns, which I didn't have, so I bought them. But then their power came back on, and so my power went out today, and I made use of the lantern. It was in the daytime, but I keep all the curtains drawn because I'm a vampire. But they were awesome. They were great. Gets a push on the left side of this scrum. And now a 1 die over on the right side here. Gets a wrestle down. What? Oh, I keep thinking that's wrestle. That's fend. Turn 11 now for the Gutterballz. And now they're going to start fighting for this ball. They're taking marks. This is where the Gutterballz... I'm sorry, the Gutterballz. That's where they want to be. They want to encircle this offense and start just beating them into a pulp without having to worry about defending or controlling any pitch here. Got to be careful of chain blocks in this position. These tight quarters, when you start to fill in the squares, you start to like fill in players like this. Maybe if this guy's important, he gets chain blocked out, and now you're in trouble. Wrestle on the both down result. Drive continues. It's always frustrating when you get that petty cash and then it instantly is removed. You just can't use it. But that's that's one of the aspects of inducements. Like, they tend to be strong, and so they have big targets on their back. Cindy, Bomber Dribble Snot, even Morgenthor can have a target on his back, and you just take them out of the drive, and that's a ton of money that has gone to waste, right? You just don't get to use it. 2-die block on Michael Bolin gets a dodge push out of this, but he's a sidestepper, so he can stay on the ball. He's going to push onto the ball. Oh, my goodness. Where's this ball going to end up? Into the hands of Tara Reid. And now the blitz of Michael Bolin. This is going to be a dodge push, so Michael Bolin can still stay on the ball. Michael Bolin's going to stay on the ball. It's going to eat another block here. Another 2-die block coming up. Here it is. And gets... It might be a both standing result at this point if he doesn't want this player... Yeah, doesn't want this player to move. There it is. 2-die block over in the right wide zone. Back on the bonus clock once more for the Gutterballz. They're down to 2:32. That's the turn. Turn 12 now for Entanglements. So, Codkill decided to push, to sidestep onto the ball. The ball popped out into the hands of Tara Reid II, and now the Gutterballz in possession. Currently marked by Michael Bolin. Two-die block on Henry rolling hitch here. Gets a push out of this. Oh no, he gets a knockdown. Boy, I will learn that that is not wrestle at some point in my life. I don't know why I think it's wrestle. Now the 2-die on Tara Reid. There's the POW. 8+ is going to break armor on this tiny goblin. The goblin also has sidestep, but only one place to go. Breaks armor on Tara Reid. Got the KO. Well done by Kill. And now that ball's going to pop out back across the line of scrimmage to the Gutterballz 2-yard line. Sorry, to Kill's 2-yard line. Is it 10v9 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 10v9 right now. One-man player advantage for Entanglements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Versus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it looks to be 9v9 on the pitch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after a couple of back and forths here, this ball continuing to stay on the ground here in this scrum. The Goblin has been removed. And now the Gutterballz be looking to take some blocks here. Try to clear this ball. They're keen to get rid of this thrower. So we may see the blitz by number 10 on the thrower. Spire says K brings up a list of players that count. Yeah, but I don't think it tells you who's on the... It does. I've never realized it grays it out. That's cool. Wait, what am I not understanding? He doesn't have 11. What do I... How do I not... Oh, is it not 11? Oh, these are the numbers. I see. So you still have to count them. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So one-man player advantage for entanglements. I think there should just be a count, like, up here. Like, just to have a number. Just players on the field, players in reserve, players in KO, players in casualty, or something. Whoa! 3+ dodge to a 5+ pickup by the dude. And a 3+ dodge because why not? He's the dude. And now the defense moving this ball downfield to the opposing 8. Holy moly. 3+, 5+, 3+. This isn't it. All right. Cool. Holy smokes. James Like Snack says, speaking of counting, I've always wanted pitches that counted squares from the TD lines. Yeah, I really would like that as well. Like, just set up the yardage markers as spaces and just put them on every space or every other space or every 5 spaces or something. 2-die blitz on the dude. Wrestle. Oh, no? Was that not a wrestle? Wants to keep the mark, gets the push instead. And now a Powell on number 2. On Nihilist number 2. SB says just roll 6s. That's right. That's all you gotta do. Just learn to roll 6s and you're good. The dude abides. 45 seconds to go here as we are in the 4th quarter of the game. Entanglements has held on. Well, they held on to all 4 rerolls until now. They spend the one that Nuffle provided. And they gotta get a knockdown out of this. One die block on Carl Hungus. They get a push out of this. Kind of a wild fist fight here for the ball that resulted in a YOLO ball pickup that worked out. And now the dude still in possession of the ball, but marked by a pair of Imperials. Now Entanglements on the bonus clock. They're down to 627. Good 3+ dodge. Trying to lock down Jeff Bridges. This does a number of things. Jeff Bridges gets rid of that positive dodge out here. Negates the assist by number 9. Very, very hard fought match. Has 2 rushes with Pat Cloverhitch. Doesn't tempt fate. Turn 13 for the Gutterballz. Another game that won the Charles S. Roberts Award is it's a game in the Counterinsurgency series from GMT. I love the series. I have all the games. But it's the latest one that takes place in space. So these games reference like historical counterinsurgencies. But inevitably, if a franchise is successful enough, it always ends up in space. But it won an award, so I'm eager to play it. I own it. I haven't played it yet. Failed a really stupid roll here with the troll. Started the turn with the troll. Failed the loner reroll. Had to burn a reroll, a team reroll. Failed the loner roll, and so down to one reroll for the Gutterballz. Was that I guess he wanted to start the turn with a block on the troll. Takes a 2-die with Philip Seymour Hoffman and gets a push out of this, but cannot follow up to defend. So Priscilla Presnott now back in this drive. SP Beaver said, I remember the War on Mars. They taught us that in primary school. I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, all the coin games have... they're all like 90% the same, but they each have like unique little mechanics that benefit the subject matter they're trying to simulate. It's not really a simulation when you're in Mars, I guess, but it looks really, really cool. There's a for lack of a better word, a government faction. There's an Earth faction, but other faction so typically in a coin game you have like the government forces and you have counterinsurgents. Uphill block on Charles Windsor. This is going to work out. Gets a push out of this. In this game, the government faction aids whichever counterinsurgent faction, whatever insurgent faction, I should rather, not counterinsurgent, but you have the counterinsurgent forces, which are the government forces, and you have the insurgents. But the government, so to speak, the government faction aids whichever insurgent force basically pays them off the most, and that can change turn after turn, so it looks interesting. Gets a push here, 3+ dodge away for Jeff Bridges, but now where to go? Nothing is safe other than parking next to Philip Seymour Hoffman. Iron Cynic says Martians have Texan accents. I learned that from the Expanse book series. I've never seen the TV show. A friend of mine insists I should see it. I haven't. I suppose I can. I don't know. I'm not really sure what it's about. So advances this ball back across the line of scrimmage. So a retreat by Jeff Bridges across the line of scrimmage, and now turn 14 for Entanglements. Good stun here against Jeffrey Lebowski. Will be out for a turn, maybe even 2 with that 3 MA to stand up. It's going to depend where this ball ends up. Two-die block against Jeff Bridges. Gets a push out of this. Spends the rerolls, fishing for that knockdown, but doesn't get it. Takes the push. Will push the dude back across the line of scrimmage. That's the blitz spent. The dude remains on his feet and is marked by the number 10 lineman, Priscilla Presnott. Boy, what a bashy game this has been. This has been very, very interesting. Two-die block against Nihilist number 2. Spends another reroll here. Gets a pal this time. Charles Windsor on the knockdown. It's going to stay put. Wants to stay free to move and to react. 33 seconds to go for Entanglements. Both teams down to 1 reroll for the game. There is another mark on the dude. Con Kill not relenting. Keeping up the pressure here. One time, sorry, I just saw a message from a friend of mine. I have a friend who kickstarts everything, and I was talking about the award winners for these war games. Another friend was like, "Hey, did this Mutual friend of ours. Did any of their Kickstarters win an award? Nope. One die block against number 3. He gets a push. Massive scrum here. Will we end in a draw game? 3 turns left in this game. 1 reroll for both coaches. Gutterballz looking to get the ball free. Entanglements looking to recover. Turn 14. There's this other series. What's it called? The Levian Campaign series. There's this board game series called Levian Campaign. It's basically medieval conflict, because medieval conflict is not like modern warfare, right? Like you don't have like a bunch of regulars that you call up and they're like, I'm ready to go, let's fight. There's a lot of politics involved. There's, hey, you owe your service to me and he owes his service to you, and you have to call up all these guys, but only for certain contract lengths. It's very, very interesting. So there's a game called Plantagenet. It's about the War of the Roses that I played for a little bit. It was super fun. It was super good. We never finished it. I want to get that to the table too. I was very, very impressed with that game system. Iron Cynic says he broke, and Sirius is amazing. Humanity has expanded across the solar system in the setting Earth, Mars, and the disenfranchised outer systems. Inhabitants are major powers. So far, this sounds like Universal Century Gundam. Boy, the dodges by the dude. Oh my goodness. Gets over into the right wide zone on the opposing 6. Martian colonists have Texas accents because a lot of Texans settled there, I think. Electric Man says orcs and ability are well known for their offense. Boy, the die rolls by Jeff Bridges. Just roll 6s. 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus. That's no problem. Roll it a rush. Fails every time. Spent the final re-roll here to try to get some tackle zones. Try to get some tackle zones between the ball carrier and these imps. Turn 15 for Entanglements. Iron Cynic lowered the rush failure rate from 900% to 99%. Spire says, I don't look forward to facing Blodge orcs. Electric Man says, doesn't fail every time, just 900% of the time. That's very true. That's very true. A mark on the ball carrier yet again. Entanglements might just be playing for the draw here at this point. We'll see if they're going to leave somebody in scoring position. So this has been a very pitch-controlling game, and it ended up being a pitch-controlling game for both coaches. So I think, all things considered, El Nibarino did a pretty good job here of shifting the strategy from fist in your eyeball to, hey, let's take some territory. Here's the blitz, 2-die blitz. Gets the dodge push. Pushes the dude back a space. Will we see a 1-die with the block skill against Charles Windsor? Could be a rush or 2-die. 1-die on the untrained troll. That's going to be a wrestle. It's not wrestle. It's a both down result. Turn 15 for the Gutterballz. They still are in possession, but they have no rerolls remaining. They're on the opposing 4-yard line, and nobody currently defending the ball carrier. However, Jeff Bridges hasn't needed it. He's been staying on his feet, just hasn't been able to push past these imps. Con Kill doing a fantastic job themselves shifting from offense to defense. Yep, 3+ dodge. Why not? Why not? Still a ways away from the end zone. There he goes. Will we see a blitz away by the blitzer? Hasn't stood up number 3. Took the 3+ dodge without standing up number 3 first. Now number 3 is going to stand and take a mark on Charles Windsor. Now it's a 2-die blitz away for John Turturro. John Turturro will be the one to protect the ball carrier. Here's the blitz. Got the POW on the blitz. Broke armor as well. Great armor break. Charles Windsor out of the game. Takes a mark on Town Square Knot. Rushes into position. Oh, failed the rush! Tried to rush into position to cover the positive dodge away. Turn 16 for Entanglements. Can they stop this score? They've got a 3+ dodge on the right side. They've got a 3+ dodge on the left side. Electrics Man cheering for the defense. Takes a mark on the ball carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blitz for 6. They're just rooting for the offense. Fans for both of these teams. We'll see how this game ends up. There's that blitz. 3+ dodge works out. 2 dice. 2 dice got the POW. Can he get the 10+? No armor break. Ball kicks out. Back to the 12. Jeff Bridges can no longer get into the end zone. Can anyone do it? I think Flea might. No, Flea's out of range. John Turturro is 6. John Turturro's out of range. I think that's it. I think that's it. Out of range. No, John Turturro can get there. John Turturro's 2 rushes away. Blitz has already been spent. Yeah, just gonna cover John Turturro. Get between the ball and John Turturro. That's the plan at this point. A 1-die way back behind the play. Gets a POW, looking for some SPP. Doesn't get anything out of this. Final turn of the game. Can the Gutterballz pull out a victory here? Sixes always succeed. No rerolls remaining. It's almost certainly going to be a blitz to bring these marks down to 2. And then it's going to be down to 2, 3, 4. Boy, I don't know who. I guess he'll do it with Charles Windsor. I don't know. A mark against Ali Sheepend. If he's going to blitz with number 8, he'll take it from up here. So he can push out this way. Oh, no, he can't take it with number 8. Number 8's the one that has to score. So no blitz with the blocker. Maybe a blitz with Jeff Bridges? But that's just a 1-die. I'm not sure what the play is here. It would have to be I think a 2-die without the block skill. Can't just run the ball with the number 10 lineman. Lineman can't get into the end zone. It's got to get into the hands of John Turturro. He's going to bring in the number 9 lineman to take a mark on the left side. Also, it's going to be the thrower to pick up the ball. Gets the knockdown here. Now just 2 marks on the ball. It's going to make this a 5+ instead of a 6+ on the pickup. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in the game. What? Ah, he's got the 6! Oh, no! No! No, he tried to pass it, and animosity kicked in. Jeff Bridges was the star of the show for so long, and he said, no, I am not giving up the ball. Fail the animosity roll. That is a 1 in 6. Oh, what a way to end it. 0-0 is going to be the score. Oh, Jeff Bridges, you bastard. Oh, he wants all the fame for himself. He'll give up a win. And that's going to be a 0-0 ball game. Very well played by... Yeah, I'd fall over too. Very well played by both coaches. That was a ton of fun. Boy, and with that, the Gutterballz are going to remain in 4th place here. They're still undefeated with a record of 1-0. Entanglements are going to pick up their first point here in the competition. Still plenty of more games to go in this comp. 9 weeks of regulation before the cut to top 8. That's right. My ball. Don't care if we tie. So plenty more games to go. We'll take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening. Let me pull up the team info so I know what I'm talking about this time. All right, coming up next this Tuesday, it's tomorrow, June 24th, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. We're going to have one game for you. It's going to be Conspicuous Disunion versus the Gastonberg Cavaliers. Chime versus Eagle TSI. That's going to be Necromantic Horror versus Old World Alliance. And then this Thursday, it looks like we're going to have a triple header for you starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Again, that's UTC -4. We're going to get started with the Goodest Boys Strike Back versus Demos. Old Gamer Mike versus Malik. That will be Necro versus Skaven. And then at 8 o'clock p.m., on an hour later, we're going to have the Purple People Eaters versus the Fishy Fiends. Sano versus Ajax. That will be Chaos Chosen versus Chaos Renegades. So that's just fun. That's fun on lore. And then at 9 o'clock p.m. we're gonna finish out the evening with my favorite team versus the Department of Redundancy, Electrics Man versus Todari, and that will be... What will that be? That will be Black Orcs versus Humans. So that'll be a fun one as well. 2 more games left to be scheduled here in week number 3 of 9. And that's just of regulation. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also check it out on Discord. I'll throw a link in the chat. And if you're on YouTube, you just check out the YouTube info on the channel, and we have a link to the Discord there as well. You can also watch, speaking of YouTube, you can also watch our previous games there. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until tomorrow night, June 24th at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.